Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. Gives me a great pleasure to announce our 100th episode. We started this journey in May 2021. Very skeptical about whether we'll be able to do much in it. How will we record videos? How will we upload? How will we make the presentations? Very new to this, but as I mentioned on Twitter also, one step at a time, sort of an atomic habit promoted by James Clear. And we just went one episode after the other with the fantastic support of my team. And we are already at 100 now. So, I'm very proud of this moment, and I've got so much love from so many users about the knowledge that they're gaining out of this. And this is over and much beyond what we do as a business, this is really the sort of the pudding that we really enjoy in terms of the love that we get. So let's get on with business. So today's daily bite, today is Friday, end of the week. We are going to do a Ask Weekend session. We've done 11 sessions before this. They are all updated on the Weekend Investing Hub. Hundreds of questions have been answered. We try to take up new questions which have not been answered. The purpose of this project is to reach a point where almost all of our users should have no query left unanswered, at least in our FAQs, unanswered in the videos that we're making. We should have an answer to every query available, what you may think about in terms of what we're doing in our business. So that is the whole purpose of Ask Weekend Investing, that we want to create a end-to-end FAQ for any query that you may have about weekend investing. Let's get on with the questions. First, let's take a look at the markets. So markets opened with a gap up, huge gap up, riding on top of IT and real estate stocks once again, and but it gave up most of the ground by the afternoon, and reality and IT and some autos were still in the green, but metals, some PSU banks, commodities, FMCG stocks, some pharma, and some power stocks, they took some profit taking. But just look at this move, this last 1 week move of reality index is up 21%. Phenomenal move in one sector. So what we are seeing is a sort of a sector rotation. This sector, which was totally a laggard, has suddenly shot into action. And that's how bull runs shift from one sector to the other, giving rest to the ones which were running before and taking on new sectors. In terms of the indices, Nifty closed 0.17% up. Other indices were indecisive, and Nifty Next 50 was down 0.84%. Within the weekend investing small cases, again, the range was from minus 1.5% to plus 0.5%. Not a very exceptional day, but in line with the markets, I would say. So let's get on with the topic of the day, the Ask Weekend Investing round number 12. We are at question 252. So Mr. Sachin is asking, even though majority strategies avoid huge drawdowns and go to cash, why is CAGR not high for large cap oriented small cases compared to Sensex or Nifty? So I think you need to go and see the CAGRs of the last, since these strategies have been running. I think NNF 10 and all this data is available on the Weekend Investing Hub on the performance page, monthly, quarterly, annual results, everything is in detail. So NNF 10 is closer to 20% CAGR. CNX 200 is, I think, around 16% odd, and the indices are much lower. So from that perspective, they are, and in large caps, it's very difficult to get a huge alpha over and above the index. If you're beating the index even by a smaller margin, I think that's a good beat. for large cap oriented strategies. Vishwanath is asking, in one of your DBs you confirmed us that weekly rebalance strategies need not compulsorily to have rebalance every week, which is fine. If there is no rebalance for 4 weeks, and on 5th week, can you please release rebalance update just to match the original portfolio weights due to price change? So this is a good suggestion. We will definitely look into it. In case we don't have rebalance for a month in any strategy, we can release a rebalance for the weights perspective. We can do that. Question 254 is from Jack. My question is on NNF10. Since the product focuses only on Nifty next 50 stocks, what would happen if one of the stocks in the portfolio graduates to Nifty 50? Would we trim it out as soon as that happens, or would we hold on until the model asks to it? So as soon as the stock moves out of our range of stocks that we are looking at, it will get replaced at the next rebalance. So if the rebalance is and usually the index changes are at the end of the quarter, usually September end and March end. So at that instance, the changes will happen accordingly. Kenyan is asking, streaming daily bites have become an evening ritual. Thanks for the great content. Thank you. Any plans to launch a master subscription service that offers access to all your model portfolios? I'm looking to diversify beyond all cap and ATH. However, concerned about higher expense ratio. So we have been wanting to do, multiple product subscriptions or some sort of, basket or bundled offers, but we are limited with the platform ability to do that. We have requested Small Case for several such improvements, and they have it in their pipeline for later. But as soon as it will be available as a platform feature, we will definitely go for it. Next question is 256. We are missing that. 257 is from MK. Can you do a DB on how subscription fees affects the returns? There is a recommended size for each portfolio and yearly fees will take some percentage. So I think there is already a DB on the expense ratio. Please go to the Weekend Investing Hub and go to the library and you will find it there. Please go through that. In case your query remains, please drop us an email and we'll attend to it. Next question is from Bhavya. Your views on this bull run, Sensex hitting all-time high. So fantastic bull run, and we are very happy that the bull run is continuing and momentum strategies are doing well. I don't want to forecast anything, but we are getting a little overbought for the very short term at least. So, but nothing changes from a strategy point of view. So we will follow what the market does and do accordingly. Rushikesh is asking, for computation of returns, can it be done using average trading price instead of day close? I think it will give more accurate results. What are your views? So the index is calculated based on the weighted average of the last half an hour by the exchange. That the closing price of any stock on the exchange is the weighted average of the last 30 minutes, and that is what is used for calculation of the index at the end of the day by Small Case. So if that is clear, I think your question is answered. If it is not, please do send in a mail. Next question is from Vijay. Is there any plan to launch any multi-cap product? Shall we expect any new products? So I think we have quite a few products. There are several multi-cap ones also. So MI All Cap is a multi-cap, MI 30 is a multi-cap, both ATH are multi-caps, and then you can mix and match. So you can do an MI 20 with a MI 35 so that you can have mid and small caps, or sorry, NNF 10 with MI 20, so you have large caps and mid and small caps, or you could do LTCNX 200 with small cap MI 35. So you can do mix and match, and you'll have several combinations where you have the entire spectrum. New products right now are not in the pipeline. 261 is the next question. Ankit says, should there be any concerns related to potential drawdown if I enter any of the momentum strategies now, considering the market has run up? Yes, there should be concerns that the market is indeed extremely heated up, but it should not stop you from starting investing. I would deter you from jumping in with all your money, but if you are not in the market yet, please do deploy some money and gradually deploy it. As you create buffer on each step, you deploy more, or if the market comes down, you can deploy more. That way you will basically gradually have a very easy smooth entry into the market over a longer period. Don't look at it now from 3, 6, 9 months. You have to now look at extremely longer period, 3, 5, 7 years, and you want to hope that at some point you will get that the market drawdown also to have your capital come in at lower levels and then build it up again. So that the concern is very valid, but there are ways and means of going about it so that you can stay in comfort even if the drawdown comes. Next question is from Hariharan. If we don't avoid incremental changes to other stocks during rebalance, will this lead to a portfolio to a more similar weightage to? So if you don't do any customization, the algo will take your portfolio very close to the model portfolio, which is very ideal. The only reason why we avoid incremental changes is to reduce the cost of DP charges, etc., which are one stock coming in, one stock going out, etc., etc. But once a month you must do the entire rebalance. But in a weekly rebalance strategy, you can avoid doing it every week. That's just to save some cost. That's about it. Abhishek is asking the next question. Any plans to do a mix of NNF 10 plus gold type of portfolio for evergreen low risk strategies suitable for large portfolios? Typically just stays in NNF 10 and moves to gold. So you could do this actually outside the small case strategy also. Like we have a free strategy NG 50/50, which is a equal strategy for Nifty and Gold Bees that has been doing phenomenally well for low risk, low returns seeking capital. And even otherwise, NNF 10 and gold, you could do an asset allocation, maybe based on certain market trends. You can have a 70-30 ratio. When gold is strong, you can go 30% in NNF 10, 70% in gold, and when markets are strong, you can go 70%. So you could devise it on this. But right now I don't have any plan for a new product, but maybe sometime in the future, you never know. So Akshay is asking, what is your favorite book, any category? So I am not much of a book reader. I like to do more of short articles or blogs or reading online. But The Psychology of Money was a recent book that I really liked. So you can consider that to be a good book. Also from a technical trading perspective, long time back I read about Michael Koval books, Mark Minervini, Turtle Traders, Dennis, I'm forgetting the full name. So, there are several such books that were of great interest, but I am not too much of a book reader. Pranav is asking the next question, how to know when to exit from a small case? So, exiting from a small case could be based on your need for that capital or change in asset allocation. So let's say you were in a small case and it has gone up like it has now, and you want to allocate your equity now from 90% exposure to 70% or 60% and move that money to some other asset class. So it will have to be a decision outside the small case. Within the small case, we are not into the advisory part or the financial advice part of the metrics, and hence we cannot advise on when to get in, when to get out, how much to allocate. So those questions are beyond the scope of the license that we run. Detailed session on rebalancing, yes, we can do. We have done several. Please go to the Weekend Investing Hub. You'll find several videos on how to do the rebalance. If there is any gap in that learning, please let us know. We'll do another one. No issues. Next question is from Mr. Suresh. Is there any way to get notifications if the index of the whole portfolio goes down like 5%? And we can manually sip up. So just keep track of your portfolio index. The small case app calculates the index for you. And if you can just create a small Excel and note your index every day, you'll find out when it goes below this. Maybe someday small case will have a notification like this on their app, but I really cannot provide that offer service because I don't have any access to your indices of the portfolio. For our index, you can always go to Weekend Investing Hub and we have a live every day updated drawdown on the portfolio. So wherever you find a drawdown has gone 5%, 10%, 15%, you could use that. So please use the Weekend Investing Hub. There's so much knowledge, information, everything is there. Please use it. Ashi is asking the next question. During your product backtesting, how did you ensure that buy, sell were executed during stock upper, lower circuit scenarios? So you can program it according to a minimum of 5%, 10%, 20%. If your stock had hit that day, then you will have to go and manually check whether that was a actual circuit or not. So that's the way of doing it. I mean, you can run the program in your backtest and also have a rider that filter out and publish all the trades where the stocks were at +5 or -5% or +10 or -10%, so on and so forth. And to add to that, whenever we are rebalancing on that day, if the stock has already hit a upper circuit or a lower circuit, we will not take it in a rebalance and we'll take an alternate stock. Next question is from Shashank. Would you be open to sharing a momentum portfolio of US stocks as a separate service? These are services offered in India. So we will definitely look into this and have you with some service like this maybe soon. Nilesh is asking the next question. I am an all cap subscriber considering 10 to 20 years subscriber relation. Thank you, Nilesh. Will Weekend Investing products be run as a corporation? So we are already a corporation. We are a private limited company. The corporate license of the SEBI license is held in a corporate name, Weekend Investing Analytics Private Limited. I am a director of the company and so are some other people. So it is a corporate entity and you don't really have to see it as being run by an individual anymore. There is a team behind it and there are other people who are being groomed to be running the business. Next question is from Mr. Sudarshan. There has been a lot of chatter. Those who know you will avoid it like me around drawdown in stairs. But drawdown figure is pretty big. So we run 8 models in stairs. One model on Bank Nifty for option buying has seen a huge drawdown. The other drawdowns are also steep. But that product is meant for high risk capital and it is not a comparative to the small case product in any way. The disclaimer that you click before you enter that product is that you are willing to lose the capital in case it happens that way. That is a disclaimer before you enter that product. So yes, we've had a drawdown. The reports are all publicly available everywhere. We've had several 100%, 200% years also. So I am not, a bit defensive about it. Yes, we've had a bad year. It will happen in every product. So the next question is, what is the plan if similar drawdown happens in small case products? Example, 30% drawdown to break even. 30% drawdown will happen. I'm sorry if you are in the thought process that 30% cannot happen. Nifty has gone down 70% in 2008. Nifty was down 38% in 2020. So please don't be under an impression that small case cannot go down 30%. It will happen for sure. For sure. But we hope that we will not go much beyond that. That's our hope. So no strategy has any guarantees. We are running a research product based on the research that we have. It may fail, it may succeed. We are not here to do discretionary, decisions. If we are down 30%, let's get out of the market. We will not be doing that. We will follow our process, and we hope that we will not see too many bad days. That's all. Manish is asking the next question. I am the subscriber of MI35, which is a rotational momentum strategy. Want to know if it will go to cash in a major market crash. So it will not go to cash, in a market crash, but it will automatically go into the the top 35 more defensive stocks within that 250 basket. So it will go into FMCG, it will go into IT, those kind of stocks when the market falls. But yes, it will get hit if the market crashes. There is no doubt about it. And every strategy will get hit. Rotational strategies tend to have a deeper drawdown, but they also tend to move up fast once the correction is done. And please also compare it with the indices. The indices are also rotational. The indices don't go and sit in cash. Even mutual funds can't go and sit in cash beyond a certain percentage. So going to cash is only one very specific sort of feature that we have in some products. But that also increases the churn, that also increases the slippages at those points. So each has its own advantages and disadvantages. The strategies which will go to cash may not get on to stocks for the next 3-4 months once the market bottoms, and that can be very, very painful to sit through when market has started moving up for 3 months and you don't have any pick in the portfolio. So there is a give and take. Some advantages here, but nothing exceptional disadvantage or advantage as such. Next question is from Mr. Deep Taroop. Which of your weekend investing strategy can one opt for something like long-term compounding, moderate to high alpha and low beta? So all our strategies are for long-term compounding. Almost all our strategies are moderate to high alpha, and for low beta you could look at strategies like MI50, you could look at strategies like MI30, you could look at NNF10, LTC NX200. These are all basically most of the strategies which will avoid small cap stocks will be low beta, or at least near low beta. So that's where we are in terms of that query. So that was the end of the 12th round. I'm happy to see that the questions may be reducing with each round, and my request is that please go through all the 12 rounds on the Weekend Investing Hub. There's a good question bank now. Almost all kinds of questions are getting answered. Please go through them. In case you have a query beyond these questions, definitely ask me in the next round. We want to come to a point where there is no question left to answer. And once again, thank you so much for your support, for listening to me and seeing our team's efforts in creating these daily bites. My team members have really worked very hard on this project with me, and this is a great milestone for our team for achieving 100th episode, with people still interested in watching it. So thank you so much and goodbye.